Car Care and Reviews, and I'm here to talk to you about the Ford Bronco. The Ford Bronco has had some less than good news. It's actually had some pretty bad sales. Ford Bronco isn't doomed. It's not going to get canceled for having bad sales, but they've really dropped. The sales on Ford Broncos have tanked. Part of that is they're probably carrying a bit of bad energy because of dealers throughout COVID asking way over MSRP, but you still have brands like Toyota, which in general on many other models in certain regions are still asking, they're not asking over MSRP, they just have forced equipment that costs quite a bit, forced special waxings or forced special nitro in the tires. So Ford Bronco sales are way down, and this will bring about some changes. So let's look at this. Ford Bronco sales trail. They're trailing the Ford, the Jeep Wrangler and the Toyota 4Runner. The Toyota 4Runner is a fantastic, reliable, great-looking vehicle that still takes way too much fuel because it's old tech. Toyota is very slow at changing things, often because they take a long time to change things. Things end up getting a little bit boring and, déjà vu. Whereas Ford changes things up quite a bit quicker, produce things really much quicker. The Bronco was, went from planning, developing, prototype to production in an incredibly quick amount of time based on a new formula of kind of having different teams of 5 to 10 people in a huge room and, multitude of teams all working in the same room, information going back and forth and everywhere really quickly so you can get a vehicle produced, planned and produced very quickly. It also brings certain problems. We've had soft top and hard top problems. We had valve issues at the beginning, and under roughly 100, right around or under 100 engines blew up. That that was part of Ford being provided, paying for parts, and some of these valves weren't made properly. But yeah, the sales are down. It hasn't been all great news about the Bronco. We've had some on our lot that are as much as 6 months old, sitting there, not selling, not just because they're soft top 4-cylinder. We have some 6-cylinder, the 2.7 liter V6 twin turbo, folks, is an incredible engine, and y'all need to consider it. If you want incredible torque, 415 pound-feet of torque, roughly 335 horsepower, it's an incredible engine. And the 2.3 liter, catch my video, test driving, a manual 2-door hardtop, Big Ben Sasquatch, 2.3 liter 4-cylinder. That thing had sound, that thing had power, and I was extremely impressed. That wasn't your 4-cylinder from Toyota. That was a very fun 4-cylinder, but Ford makes an amazing 6-cylinder. But still, the 4Runner, Toyota 4Runner and Jeep Wrangler, which has a very boring 6-cylinder, not shy to say it, I am a little biased. I'm wearing a Bronco shirt. I own a Bronco, but I say things as they are. Like, I love the Lexus IS300 F Sport. I love the sound. I love the comfort, I love the interior, I love the exterior styling, but it has a slow motor. The motor is boring. I say it as it is. The good, the bad. I've talked about Bronco hard top issues, soft top issues. I covered when there were engines that were blowing up, and I was saying, look, this so far could be the end of the world, but so far is not the end of the world. Let's look at the data, keep an eye on the data. I talked about the dealer markups, but I think the Ford Bronco has picked up a bit of bad rap. It's it's also for some people being known as unattainable, and some people still think there's a huge wait. You can't get your hands on a Bronco right away, which you can if you call around. You might end up having to get one a few hundred miles away, but you will get your beautiful Ford Bronco. There's even Raptors available new in my area. So what's happened? Well, the Jeep Wrangler sales from Q1 2023 to Q1 2024 actually went up by almost a whopping 1%. What did Jeep have to do for that? Jeep Wrangler had to come out with some major price cuts. And if they want to keep this up, they're going to have to do more price cuts. But in Q1 2023, they sold 37,971 units. Now for Q1 2024, they're up to 38,308 units. They've got 40% of the market for 2024 Q1, and in 2023 Q1, they had 41%. So Toyota 4Runner, their sales went up 60.18%. How can that be? Is the Toyota 4Runner so much better now than in 2023? No, they're just actually starting to give them to dealers. That's all. But they went from Q1 2023, 21,116 sales to 33,823 sales. They've got 35% of the market for 2024. But in 2023 Q1, that's, the first 4 months of the year, they had 23%. And the Ford Bronco back in 2023 had 35% of the market. They now have 25% of the market for Q1 2024. So that's up until now. So sorry, the first 3 months of the year. In Q1 2023, they had sold 32,430 units. Now 24,066 units. They're more available, but that's going to change. It's because all the early adopters have gotten their Ford Broncos, which was not the case back in January 2023. So let me explain to you why Broncos are selling less now for Q1. Simply put, Q1 started with no rebate on the Ford Bronco and like 9% interest. So a lot of people said, not for me, Ford, not for me. Even if they found 1, 2, or at my dealership, like 6 or 7 Broncos available, I had people interested in the Ford Bronco wanting to buy one now, but when you calculate it out, the monthly was very expensive because of 9% interest and no rebate. Now, a 2023 can have as low interest as $399 with a $3,000 rebate. A 2024 has 4.99% interest. So thousands and thousands of dollars saved compared to what they were back in November, December 2023 or January, February 2024. So huge price decreases. And if Ford doesn't get them sold, if Ford doesn't get these Broncos sold, you know what you can expect? More price decreases. So as months progress, your 2023s will go down in price, and they're going to continue to either lower the price on the 2024 or lower the interest rate. That I can promise you, folks. I'm not seeing with the new promotion, I'm not seeing people rush back in for the Bronco. So they have to do more price decreases. And how has Jeep Wrangler kept their hold on sales? They came out with a new model. Of course, that always helps with sales. Come out with the new model, new style, finally have an appropriate touchscreen that's more, not 2014 or 2015 technology and size for your touchscreen, but coming out with a whole new, pretty impressive touchscreen really helps sales. New models always do, new styling. Jeep's done a very good job with the new styling, but the Ford Bronco is going to have to come out with more changes and lower prices. So that's the huge news when it comes to the Ford Bronco. Lower prices and changes are coming, my friends. If you're into the Ford Bronco and you like doing stuff like this, but you can't afford it yet, good news for you. You're going to be doing it soon because you will be able to afford it pretty darn soon. Ford Jeep Wrangler has always had and continues to have, has not always had. For a while, they had the worst soft tops that broke after only like 4 or 5 years. But recently, their tops are actually pretty awesome. Body painted. So what's Ford going to do? Ford's probably going to come out at least on the Raptor at first. And maybe if it, they can produce them well. Try it out in small numbers where you can take a little longer to produce the vehicle. And then we'll see if it comes to other models like the Wildtrak and the Badlands, maybe more the expensive models first, or will it be just an expensive option? Because currently, if you wanted a color-matched top, hard top for your Bronco, you're going to spend like $5,000 US. So what's great is the Ford Bronco Raptor may offer painted roof as an option. I think that makes sense. Test it out in small numbers. Ford's good at listening to customer feedback. I was watching a show. I love Car Edge. I think Ray and Zach are incredible for giving out great data. They're very entertaining. I really like them. They're so likable. But Ray said that Ford comes out with shocking news and essentially changes their mind almost as often as he changes his underwear. He changes his underwear every day. He let us know. That's good. I'm very happy. I found the joke quite funny. I was laughing pretty hard, but then I was like, hey, they're making this sound like a really negative thing. No, it's often very positive. You know, Ford listened to customers. We weren't happy about these Raptor fenders not being painted. What did they do? They painted them. They started making more hard tops when people were like, no, we're not taking the softs. A big portion of the Bronco community was like, we don't want the soft top. Give us our hard tops. So they did everything they could to improve the quality and produce more because there were quality issues. So they're just like, hey, solution, take a soft top. And a whole lot of people were like, nope, give me my Bronco with a hard top. Otherwise, maybe I'll go get a Jeep. Insider talk says that this top could soon be painted, and I think that's great. Ford focusing less on the full EVs and having to get excitement and change to the gasoline-powered vehicles and producing more hybrids, producing more plug-ins. Like, this is a great vehicle. It's incredible. It's got huge wheels, but imagine if you could go to work every day back and forth when you're, in a half days anyways, full electric mode, but then come the weekend you can drive. Like, I've got to drive 4 or 5 hours to go do some decent, really nice off-roading. Vermont, New Hampshire, or Mont Tremblant area, way past Montreal and Quebec here. I'd love to save all that fuel during the week and then have the long haul capability, convenience of not a full electric vehicle, obviously. I don't want to drive my F-150 Lightning that's now pretty much officially sold. It's leaving out Friday. But I want these plugins. But I also would love a painted roof. And the Jeep Wrangler actually makes a painted roof that then the middle is electric. And there's your soft top. So they've got all the solutions, because this is a little cumbersome to remove. You take your first section off super easy, but then your second section, if you bring it with you, you've got to lose the second row. Or you leave it at home in the garage, but then if it starts raining, you can put back your first section, but then you're getting wet. Oh, but then maybe you have a baby carriage stroller in the back and can't have the first section. So maybe everyone just gets really, really wet. So obviously, maybe I'm a little biased. I love my soft top. The new ones seem heavier, better insulated. I've done videos talking about hard top, so catch the Ford Bronco hard top versus soft top videos. We talk about noise, we talk about sound deadening, we talk about driving in extreme cold temperatures, and you'd be surprised. I've got incredibly surprising soft top info that goes against common conceptions that are wrong. Check out our video. For this video, please like, subscribe, share. If you really want to help out this small family business, become a member. That helps financially keep us on the air, you could say. And thank you so much to our current members. You have kept us on the air. Thank you very much. But of course, just subscribing and sharing this information helps a great deal. So we're going to be getting painted not white like the Heritage, but painted the color of the actual Bronco. So the Raptor should get body colored top. And I know it's the most expensive vehicle. I know it's harder to get your hands on. I know they're expensive. So let's hope that production of this colored hard top goes well, that there aren't any snags. So I'm praying for the Webasto factory and all its workers to get this done right, so that maybe within a year or two after, we've got what I really want, and that's a hardtop Bronco with a painted roof. And down the road, what I really want is that electric sliding soft top in the middle. So I've got the best of both worlds. I got the best looking top with the soft top practicality. Until then, I'll be rocking out in the soft top. Now, these Heritage models, a little harder to get, but they do have a painted white top, and not everyone likes the painted hard top. So let's hope there's a little bit of change for that, because yes, previously it was about $4,500 plus a $300 installation at a dealer to get a painted hard top. So Ford also, with these changes coming about, I don't think this means we're going to get a Bronco truck. I think it'd be cool, but Jeep Gladiator sales aren't the world's best. But I think we'll see a lot of hybrids when it comes to Ford Ranger, Ford Bronco. I've already announced that the Ford Maverick insider information, it should, unless the plans really change, should be a non-plug-in, but just a traditional hybrid. So like your current front-wheel drive hybrid, but all-wheel drive for 2025. And then down the road, a plug-in. And that Ford is coming out with an Escape-like SUV. The prototype will be hitting the road soon. Probably this year in 2024, you'll have an Escape-like full EV for under $26,000 because Ford, guess what, realized that when they dropped their price, premium select extended range battery Mustang Mach-E at the beginning of 2023 to then basically now, is they've dropped the price by $15,000, and then you've got a $12,000 government after tax rebate. So essentially they're $25,000 less than they were at the beginning of the year. They were not selling at the beginning of the year, and then boom, wow, sales, are sixfold better. Ford knows that to sell an electric vehicle, the price has got to be right. People have to say, hey, it's got to be at most the same price per month as my gasoline engine, but then have the advantage of saving me what I would normally spend in fuel, which that means it'll attract people who spend at least $200 a month in fuel and more. Now, I know some companies that have not shied away from buying an F-150 Lightning because they spend $1,000 in fuel in a month. So, if they're looking at a truck payment of $1,000 per month, and then if the electric truck payment is $600, but it saves them $1,000 in fuel, they're like, oh, I'm going to save $400. Great, worth the money. Unless it means every day their worker has to stop for 45 minutes and get paid to sit around while the truck charges, then they're like, no way, Jose, or no way, Johnny, and they don't buy. So that's the big news coming out of Ford. Those are your model changes, Ford Bronco changes. Folks, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and attention. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps support this small family business. Now, talking about small family business, let's check that family out now. Marie here can't be with us because she is with Layla, who is been a complete gem, except for when she has a bit of pressure from her teeth coming in and her face goes red, and then she screams for every minute that she's not sleeping. And then I do everything I can to keep her happy, but that's what's going on. And what else do we have here? Sold the F-150 right here. Bought it for $110,000, owned it, bought it in February 2023, selling it this week, bought it at $110,000 and selling at $76,800. It's been a painful experience, folks, but that's the reality of electric vehicles. Now, we do have a new member of the pack, the Wolf Pack that we've got going on here. So that's Layla, the newest member of the pack. So please, when you like and subscribe and you hit that thumbs up button, that's who you're supporting here. You're feeding and dressing those poodles, and you've got the newest member of the pack there.